All right, my friend.
Every day with no problem.
I'll tell you this right now. Thank you for having me. Thank you for bringing me into your home. I really loved having you. I hope we can do this consistently.
Man, I appreciate it a lot.
I just like being real, and I love the fact that you're real, man. And I love getting a chance to have a Canadian perspective and an American perspective on the show. I just want to show people that I'm a normal guy, I'm a real guy, and tell the people, Tony, like we've been talking, right? Like you can just call me, right?
Man, we've been on the phone for hours, dude. Like, there's times where I've left work and I've called you on the way to my car, and I walked in the house, ate dinner, done with dinner, and I'm still on the phone with you from the conversation from when I left the house. Real dude. I appreciate the fact that
Tony Brown.
So every time I call you, you answer the phone, and you give me all the time in the world. So I appreciate that a lot, brother. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real talk.
That's real talk. That's right. There he is. There he is. Let's just close this over here.
What up?
What's
going on, Rich?
Let's get real. What time is it? What time is it? It's time for what? Oh my goodness.
Man, it's time for real talk, baby.
It's time for real talk. My goodness, what's happening? What's happening? How's your weekend been, man? I know that we've been watching March Madness. We might as well just start with that. Because I know it was heartbreaking. And I just want to hear from your perspective, that's rough, man. I feel for you.
Well, same thing happened to us some years ago when we played Kentucky. Just to all my Badger fans out there. And we lost to a similar play. 3 at the buzzer with no time left. So, hey, what can I say? It is what it is, man. Tough deal, but...
What'd you think? Do you think you were the better team? Do you guys think you deserved to win that game? Like, you guys were in overtime. Explain to me the feelings of, getting into overtime, then being up by 1, and then having them score like that. That's got to be gut-wrenching.
It hurts a lot because we were supposed to win that game, I feel like. But, it's just critical plays throughout the game where, we just wouldn't finish them off. So... they just kept fighting back, man. So it is what it is.
My goodness. My goodness. Well, what about today's games? Did you get a chance to watch today's games?
No, not really. I didn't catch too much, man, because I had a little trouble. I had my basement flooded.
Oh my goodness! What is happening? This has not been a good week for you, bro.
Hailstorms. Yeah, last time we did a show, I had the little mini hailstorm going on.
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy, but yeah, I did kind of catch a little bit of the engine. So, South Carolina, Florida, nice. And
it's all
Kentucky,
Carolina sweep,
Kentucky,
man.
North Carolina.
It's an all Kentucky sweep, bro. It's an all Carolina sweep. North Carolina, South Carolina took it all today, bro.
Yeah, man. The whole region gonna be on fire down there.
The whole region's on fire from north to south, man. East to west and north to south. They got the whole thing covered, man. North Carolina and South Carolina.
I think Carolina for sure go get Kentucky, but I think South Carolina go get in too, though. Don't you?
No, I think it's gonna be Gonzaga against Carolina, North Carolina. Yeah, it's right. So the Final Four right now is North Carolina against Oregon on one bracket of the Final Four, and the other bracket is Gonzaga against South Carolina. I think Gonzaga wins, and I think that North Carolina wins, and I think it's number 1 against number 1, Gonzaga against North Carolina, man.
I had to blow up my screen. There we go.
That's what I see happening.
Now, don't it look like I'm looking at the back of your head now? Do it look like I'm looking at you now? I had to move my window over. Do it look like I'm looking at you right now?
You're good, man. You're good. Yeah, we can see you loud and clear, brother.
There it is. Cool. Yep, I can hear it downstairs, so I know I'm live downstairs too.
That's
so we
awesome.
all good, man.
So there's been a lot of crazy things. I want to ask about your opinion. Did you hear about the NBA player that scored 70 points?
Mr. Booker?
Yes, Devin Booker.
20 years old? 20 years old, right?
Yeah, 20 years old. And he scored 70 points in the game. And did you actually see the highlights of the game? Like, this guy was on fire.
I think he only had like 15 points at like half or something like that.
Yeah, he scored like 30-something points in the fourth quarter.
He snapped.
He scored like 30-something points in the fourth quarter. And even with
I heard the other team fans were cheering for him.
Oh, wow. He scored 70 points. It's the most points scored since 81 was dropped by Kobe on my very own Toronto Raptors. Oh,
yeah, Jalen Rose.
It brought back memories.
Shout out to Jalen Rose out there if you're paying attention, Jalen. But Jalen Rose reminds us all the time that he was part of that team, and majority of them points that Kobe dropped, he was defending them.
Kobe was on fire that night. That night, the Raptors were up by 20 points. That's what made that night. Yeah, that's what made that. Oh, I was watching it, and that was what made that game so amazing. Was the Raptors were up by 20 points, and Kobe just put the team on his back and took every shot, and made like 60% of them. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible.
I think if he had that mentality at the beginning of the game, he would have scored 100. But he didn't come into the game trying to do that. It just kind of led into that, you know.
He scored a lot of.
He started.
Booker scored a lot of his baskets from the free throw line. I think he had like 20 free throws.
Kobe did.
Kobe did, and Booker did too. Booker had a lot of free throws.
Devin Booker.
Yeah, Booker had a lot of free throws. So those free throws really helped. But still, 70 points. Can you imagine scoring 70 points? Do you think
he just punch it? Did he just take it to like NBA All-Star game from here on out? Like it's time to give him like different type of recognition than what he's already been getting. Because you don't really see him in commercials or anything like that. I mean, I don't. Not here like in the Midwest. Maybe out there on the West Coast, Phoenix out there toward that area. But
who, Booker? Booker?
Yeah, do you?
Well, no, because he's not a household name. Like up until this 70-point game, he's never really done he's had some spurts where he's had a few good games, but to drop 70, that definitely puts him in another stratosphere. I think
that's maybe. I gotta for sure say that's probably his opening act to another level for sure.
Superstardom.
He's been in. He's played in when he in the 3-point contest. I think he was in 3-point contest, wasn't he? He's been in a couple of All-Star festivities, I thought.
Yeah, he might have been. I mean, he's got a nice game. He's got a nice shot. I didn't think he could create his own shot. But after watching him score 70, I think he proved a lot of people wrong. That he can do more than just be a pull-up jump shooter, because I think that's what a lot of people thought about him. But I think he's proven himself to be more than that, and someone that's a little bit more dynamic now that can take the ball to the hole. And I think he showed that he's got a good mid-range game. He shot a couple threes. He shot a lot of, he had like 20 shots from the free throw line. And, to put him in the same class as Kobe, as the only NBA player to score more than 70 or more points since Kobe and then Wilt Chamberlain. So he's in rarefied air right now. It's pretty amazing. to be 20 years old.
For sure. Hopefully Phoenix don't trade him. They build off of that. They good for trading some of their good players. They haven't been solid since Amari Stoudemire and Steve Nash.
Yeah, I don't think Phoenix is going anywhere anytime soon.
Shaquille O'Neal even passed through there. You remember that?
Yeah, that was just embarrassing. Like, Shaquille O'Neal should have stayed with Kobe. Those two would have had so many championships. They could have went on like a 7-8 championship year run. But because their egos were just too big to fit in one room, these guys threw away like they had the opportunity to break records, I think. They could have done some incredible things together. But they just couldn't get along. It was really silly. I don't get it. What do you think about that?
I think he would have got more titles in Orlando if he would have stayed with Penny Hardaway than what he even got with. And a lot of people argue that because they'll say, "Oh no, he would have had to go up against Mike, Jordan, and he even had a shot against Mike Jordan." But I don't know. It was,
You think he had a better chance in Orlando than with Kobe? Come on, man.
I do. I do because he was a lot younger and Kobe. No, man. I think they would have had a better. They would have lasted a lot longer because look how much longer his prime lasted after Mike even left. It was just that, But you just didn't get to see Penny evolve like that, man. So
Penny only lasted in the NBA for like a minute.
Because his knees buckled.
I know. So when you're talking about Penny, it's like, how is he going to get more championships with Penny? Penny was only in the NBA for like McGrady. What happened to McGrady? McGrady.
I'm totally speaking I'm totally speaking in the hypothetical.
But, Tracy McGrady.
You just saying in reality, because this is real talk, like hypothetical talk. His career, like throughout his journey in his career, if he would have stayed with Kobe, he would have won more titles versus taking off. He even won one with Dwayne Wade, but he would have won even more, is what you're saying, if he stayed in LA. Is that what you're saying?
I think that if Kobe stayed with Shaq, those two guys could have wrote the history books. They could have rewrote the history books. It's like the biggest big man of our generation with the Michael Jordan of our generation. The most fearsome competitor in Kobe Bryant with the biggest, most fearsome big man of our generation on the same team. You could have put anybody around those two guys, and these guys were going to be in the finals every year. And if you could have just kept those two egos together on the same team, that is what we call a dynasty.
They would have just dominated it like the Spurs teams like that?
I think that they were a dynamic duo. They won, I believe, 2 championships together, or is it 3? 3. So they won 3 championships together, and then it like broke apart. How much more could they have won together? Because you got to remember, Kobe has 5 and Shaq has 4. So they got 3 together. Shaq got 1 on his own, and then Kobe got 2 more. So imagine if they were playing together, how many more they would have got. If Kobe got 2 without him, how many more would have he had with him?
He just got 1 more. He just got 1 more without him. That's it.
2 more. 2 more.
Okay, no, he got 1 more without him. Shaq got 4. Kobe got 5.
Yeah, but Shaq got 1 in Miami. Shaq got 1 in Miami.
Right, so therefore he only has 1 more.
No, I know. No. But what I mean is he got 2 in LA without him. That's what I mean. What I'm saying is like Kobe got 3 with him and 2 without him, right? So how many more would Kobe have got if they stayed together? That's what I'm saying. Because Kobe stayed in LA for his entire career. After he left, he actually got drafted by the Charlotte Hornets. A lot of people don't realize that. And they traded him, which was like the steal of a century. And I don't even know who he got traded for, probably for some nobody. But one of the best players ever was traded for nobody. And he goes to LA and becomes one of the greatest players ever. And Shaq was playing with him. And because those two couldn't get their egos to correlate.
I know the answer to that.
You know, that's a mystery question. If anybody out there knows who Kobe was traded for by the Charlotte Hornets, who did Charlotte want so bad that they got rid of one of the best players in NBA history, a 5-time NBA champion. 5-time NBA champion. That's right. 5-time NBA champion, that they get rid of Kobe Bryant for who exactly? Nobody cares. Nobody knows. It's a mystery question. Does anybody know the answer out there? So, we got some stocks to look at, or what?
Yeah, man.
I know people out there are wanting to know about stocks.
Oh, you know they do.
We got a big week ahead of us this week. I can't write anything down because I still got a broken hand. But I can try to remember all the picks you give me. So, what do you got?
Who want to go first? Me? Of course.
I want to know what you got first.
Me?
You.
Me?
You, Mr. Brown. You.
I mean, I just got speculations. Now, you got to tell me because you'll call me out if I don't pick winners.
Hey, man.
And sometimes you go through a mode where, look, if it ain't winners, you ain't trying to look at it.
Yeah, well, hey, you know how it is, right? Like, the people at home, they don't want losers. They only want winners, right? We got a reputation.
Right, well,
we got a reputation to maintain.
This is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. Pull up this chart and tell me what you think, all right?
All right. Hit me up.
Pull up EMMD.
EMMD.
You look the chart to me, but tell me what you think.
EMMD.
Look, maybe the 3 month, 6 month.
All right, let's take a look at the 3-month charts. Okay, so if I take a look at the 3-month charts, this is just the 5-day chart. Why is it not showing me the 3-month?
It won't show you.
1 second. I'm looking at the 5-day chart, and just looking at the 5-day chart, it's been as low as $2 and as high as $4 just in the last 5 days. So that's interesting to me right there. It's done a very interesting move. Looking at bar chart.
I don't think bar chart doesn't say anything about it.
Let's just take a look at their movement here on bar charts. Yeah, so if you take a look at their bar chart here, you can see that it's been under $1. Went to just under $3, came back under $1 again, and then went up over $4 and came back down to $2. So this has done some crazy movements. EMMD. Wow. So it's up from 12 cents on my birthday, January 27th. And it's up 2,600%. Wow. Where'd you find this one?
Doing a little bit of research, kind of looking at some charts on FinViz and stuff like that, you know?
Well, it's up It's up 2,600%. Absolutely unbelievable. Up 539% in the last month alone. These are the types of moves that we want to see. This is absolutely like incredible movement. Let me take a look at this on another chart.
And I've been holding on that pick all day.
EMMD, eh?
Yeah.
EMMD. Let me see if I can pull up the level 2 on it for you guys. EMMD. See if we can do this in real time. EMMD. If you guys are following at home, take a look at the movement on this one. This is breaking from Tony Brown. This is his own pick here. This looks like a huge one here, guys. It's made an incredible move from 12 cents in the last 3 months to as high as $4. It's currently at $3.26. Now, because it's up so much, it could be very, very dangerous. So I would be very careful. It has good volume. It traded 1.2 million shares, so we definitely like the volume. It was down 15% on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What price do you think would be a good price for this stock? So, because considering the fact it's up 539% in the last month, since March 7th, it tells me it's kind of scary, dangerous. Just because it's the
I'm not looking to jump into. I'm looking at that pullback, maybe at the 260 right there.
260 range.
Looking at the chart. Yeah, I'm put a mark at 260. If it'll pull it to the 260, then maybe I'll see, because I kind of like how the 3 month chart is looking. So it kind of seemed like it. I don't know what you call that pattern there, but I'll see what happened.
I think when you see it drop like the way it did,
and it's done it twice, right?
That's very concerning to me. It's like, okay, this has already come up 2,600%, and then there's this massive drop, like this catastrophic drop. See that drop right there? It's like, what's going on with this drop? Like, why is that drop there right now? Like, this worries me. It's come very far, so it's like really high up, going up, 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 up. Up and away where it's highest it's been, 52-week highland, and then boom, drop right here all the way down to $2, which would have been an amazing buy if you were watching it and you saw it just drop and you picked it up right here, and you could have literally done like a trade within the day. Like, those are the golden trades where you just watch something drop and then it just does a dead cat bounce, where boom, it just bounces. See that? It drops and then boom, it just bounces up. Like, that is where you want to make your money right there. That's literally buying low, selling high. That's a beautiful move right there. Now, where else can you make money here? Like right now, is this a floor? I don't know. I mean, this is a stock I'd like to date. I like to get to know the stock better. But I don't know if it's a stock that I'd want to buy at $3.26, considering it's up 2,600%. However, I haven't done enough due diligence on the company. I'm looking at the news. If I pull up the news here,
you won't see much.
It's
a travel website. They just acquired.
Their last news was on March. Their last news was on March 16th.
March 16th. Yep.
So I mean, when we're looking for momentum and we're looking for the big mo. And this week, we want to have a huge week. What I really want to do is I want to start identifying the stocks that I think are the hottest stocks in the universe. Stocks that are like just on fire. Not that this one isn't. This one's totally on fire, but it's
you're probably looking for something that got more like big news coming out.
Something that's got news coming out every single day. Something that has a lot of momentum. And this has tons of momentum, but this is new to me, so I have to look at it more. I'm sure I've talked about it before, but I maybe haven't been really focused on it. Haven't really put a lot of attention into it. Once you get to know these stocks and you know their charts and their histories and their patterns, you start to get to know them better. Like one that I really like is ETRM. Take a look at this one. This is one of mine that I've been holding, but I really, really like it. And I like the movements in it. ETRM. Entero Medics. Really like this stock. This company does huge moves, big spikes, and that's what I like about them. They do big spikes up. They have huge explosions, huge movements, and that's really what I'm looking for on this platform is stocks that are moving with the big mo that I talk about with the momentum because momentum is everything for stocks. So if we can get in at the right time and we can buy low and sell high and we can look for stocks that have very predictable charts, very predictable movements, this is a stock that I think falls into that category because if you take a look at its 3-month chart, you'll see that it actually has had a lot of movements where it's gone from $5, like it was at $5.62 on January 18th. It was at 5.62, and then it moved up to 7.96 on January 20th. So that was a really nice move where you can have got a nice little return there in a short period of time, and then it moves back down, and it goes back down to 6.29 on January 31st. So it goes back down again. And then look, an instant move back. Oh, back up to 8.38. So do you see the patterns? Do you see what I'm saying? How you can buy low, sell high by watching these stocks. And guess where it's at again, guys? 5.80. It's that magic number, that $5 mark. It has the consistent pattern. Here's the floor. Floor's at 7. Floor's at 7. Oh, floor's at 8. So it stayed at 8 for a while, all of February. Here we go. You know, we're looking at it. If you look behind me, if you actually see, you'll see the pattern. It's creating like a floor. 5 is the floor, and then it goes as high as $27. It was $27 in what? It was $27 in January 10th. It was at $27.70. So it's been as high as $27. It's been as low as 5 in the last 3 months. And where is that right now? 5.80.
Yep. As low as 5.62.
So it's down back again to the lowest it's been in the last 3 months. These are the predictable patterns that I talk about trying to find. Here we go again. On February 27th, just almost a month ago to the day, it was at $5.81. Look at the pattern, guys. What is it today? March 26th. It's at $5.80. Isn't that scary how predictable that is? So in between this month, how high did it go? Well, it's gone much higher than where it is now. It's been as high as
6.43.
Yeah, mid sixes. So now it's starting
6.47.
Now it's starting to find its bottom again. It's back by the 5s. And if you look at it, every time it has news, it spikes. Every time it has news, it bounces. Every time it has news, it positions itself to explode. So what these companies are doing is every time it gets to $5, that's where they're raising money. It's obvious to me. This is what I talk about all the time. They get to these numbers where they don't want it to go any lower. So every time it gets close to that number, they get a lot of pressure from their funders that are giving them money, giving them money, giving them money. So what do? They put out news. And what happens when they put out news? The stock spikes. So if you position yourself at the right time with a stock like this, and you really identify the right time based on fundamentals, trading patterns, trading histories, and news patterns and news histories, you'll know that, okay, it's getting close to the bottom. This might be a good buying opportunity. And if I bought at 5, I'd be looking to get it at around 7 or 8. That's kind of what my strategy would be. But I mean, if it goes up to $25 or $26, I wouldn't be surprised either because I think this is a really good company. I think this is a company that could do big movements in the market, has a lot of momentum. And that's really what I want to look for is those companies with momentum because that momentum is extremely powerful. It means everything. Like, let's take a look at ETRM. Sorry, not ET, HTGM. HTGM. One of the hottest stocks in the universe last week. Definitely on my watch list, definitely on my radar, like full blown. Okay, went up 145% on Friday. This stock went up from $1 all the way up to $12 in our face. So what we want to do is we all have to collectively, as a unit, as a community, we need to find a way to get in at the lowest possible price and ride the momentum of these moves in the market and really maximize on these types of opportunities. And some of the people that have been watching the show were able to take advantage of this movement. And that's really what I want to do, is identify and take advantage of these types of movements in the markets when they're happening in real time. So the question is, does this continue? Does HTGM continue, or does this momentum slow down? That's kind of really what I'm trying to figure out right now. Because when you see stocks that move this much, you have to think that either they're very undervalued and that's why they've moved this much, or they're very overvalued and the shorters are going to have a field day and they're going to try to take the stock down. Because even though it's up 145%, bar chart's still saying it's a top 1% signal buy, which I love, and it's 100% buy. So that's a very good sign coming into Monday. And I believe it was up after the close as well. And you can see the spike here. I mean, it's straight up. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, this is like dream come true type movements. This thing is up like 1,000% in a very short period of time too. Literally.
So am I allowed to tell you what I think is going to happen?
Of course. I mean, this is why we're here. I want to know your opinion.
I think within the first hours go spike and then the bottoms go fall out.
And that's why you have to be careful and you don't want to chase these stocks, because I wouldn't chase the stock. I think this is a stock you definitely want to watch. I think it's a stock that you could do some swing trading with. You could day trade it because it's very liquid. But the reality is it's a very dangerous stock right now because it's up a lot. I mean, it's up 704% since February 24th. So it's up 700% in a month.
So don't you think a lot of people look at it now as a great buying opportunity, knowing that it spiked up what it did, and they look at it like, oh, there's the pullback, time to get in. So people are already putting in orders and just craving for that bell to ring come tomorrow morning.
I mean, it's possible. It's definitely very possible. But I don't know. I think this is.
It's tricky, man.
I think honestly, I think your opinion is right. It's very likely this could go
just
up.
The fact that it has a minor pullback at the end. If you're I'm looking at the 5-day chart. If you look at the 5-day chart, it shows that pullback there, and then I just got a feeling. The shorters go get a hold of it. They gonna let that go up. It's gonna go close to 15. It's gonna shoot so high, and then the bottoms go fall out. I think it's most definitely gonna drop below 5 again. It's gonna drop below 4.
I don't know, man. I think this could be a very good company. They had more news come out on Friday, so I don't know. This is.
So read it, share it if you don't mind. The news that came out on Friday.
Okay, HTG Molecular found it has passed the necessary technical feasibility test for its technology to be adopted by a major scientific equipment distributor. While Flexion Therapeutics attracted a major pharmaceutical company's attention with its OA drug, rumors of a buyout float around investor circles. So now people are talking about a buyout. That's some huge news, bro. So there's a reason why this is spiking. Huge. So, but this is all, I don't know. It's all just based on hype. So you have to be very careful. These companies put out news so that these stocks will spike. That's why they put out news. But traded 53 million shares, up 145% on Friday. I mean, I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, I believe it was moving after hours too, like a lot when I was watching it.
Let's see if I can look it up.
It was moving a lot after hours. It was well over $10 after hours. But then some reason it finished at $9.41. So I'm just trying to understand why. So maybe all the shorters are covering their shorts at the very end. I'm not sure. But it's a company that I think everyone has to have on their watch list, and we have to be watching it because I don't want to let stocks move 700% and not be a part of that. I want us to make sure that when stocks are moving 700%, we're a part of that. And I think that I paid attention to it, but I don't think I gave it the attention it deserved. And I think I should have been on top of it more for Friday. And we should have been able to take advantage of the move it did on Friday better, because it did really well on Thursday. It's been moving, and I've been watching so many other stocks. I didn't give this stock the attention it deserved, and it's rubbing me the wrong way. And I think we need to really watch it carefully, because I think there could be more big action for this stock in store. I really do believe that that's possible. And
hey, do you remember that? Do you remember who texted you the morning it went up?
Do I remember who texted me the morning it went up?
Freaking out, like, wake up. And then they apologized, like, sorry, man, I'm a little excited about this. So I guess you get so many texts. That's kind of
Yeah, you're asking me. Look, how I get so many texts. I got so many texts going on right now, man. I got texts.
Let's see if I can find it.
I got texts. I got like thousands of texts just happening by the second. Everybody, there's messages. People want to know about stocks. People want to know about picks. People want to know.
Tell me if you can read that. You probably can't.
Oh man. Made quick money on HTGM. In and out 5 minutes. Wake up. Oh my god, this is crazy. Yeah, that was you, bro. Oh my goodness. Good work, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. That's Sherlock Holmes right there, everybody. That's what I'm talking about.
Dude, it was going up in my face so crazy. Like, I was like hyperventilating.
And how does it feel to be playing in the game? How does it feel to get in the game and win? How does it feel?
It felt pretty good, man. You know, when I first jumped in, it was loss after loss. But that was just me going to the casino, I think. But now...
You have a strategy, right?
Man, I am a sniper.
That's it.
I am a ninja.
You are a sniper. You are a ninja. And anybody can do this, guys. Anybody can do this. Single mom, single dad, married, divorced, veterans, seniors, teenagers. Honestly, anybody can do this. And the whole plan is for us to work together and come together and share the information in real time to help each other.
Yep.
I've really got my eye on a few picks for this week, okay? DYFSF. DYA in Canada. It just had a news that halted the stock because it's so big. They are going to be generating $180 million in revenue for 2017. And this is for a company that's never done that in its history.
Is this... I don't mean to interrupt you. Is this the stock where you was upset because you couldn't understand why they opted it in Canada?
That's correct.
Okay. Go ahead, my fault. Go ahead.
So I'm watching it very, very carefully, and we were dating, and I sold the stock, and now it has exploded. So I want to get back in, and I'm going to be watching it very carefully Monday morning. Like a hawk. I'm not letting that one get away. And I just want all you guys in North America to watch it because it's one that I really love. And it's one that I've been watching and dating for months. So DYFSF. DYA in Canada. I absolutely love it. I mean, I've been watching it since it was at 8 cents. And now it's at $1.20. That's right. From 8 cents to $1.20, guys. So what's not to love? And I've been telling everybody about it. When I started my show, I told everyone about it when it was at 29 cents. Then I came back in and told everyone when it was at 66. Then I came back in and told everyone when it was at 94, and that day actually sold at 97, and then the very next day it went up to $1.20. So since I've been talking about this stock, all it's been doing has been going up. I mean, it's a little bit crazy. It's a little bit crazy how powerful. I don't know. It's like sometimes I wonder who's watching. Sometimes I wonder who's watching. Because I don't look at it like I got burnt. Like someone wants to go in the room and people talk about getting burnt or getting bummed. I look at it like I won. I'm happy that I was able to pick a winner. And I won. So if the stock goes up again tomorrow, I'm going to go in again. Because I really believe in the company. And I didn't know about this news before I sold. If I knew about this news before I sold, I probably wouldn't have sold. I know I wouldn't have sold. But it's like I'm so accustomed now to just winning that when you're up and you've made good money on a trade, you got to learn to be happy with just taking those profits and running. Because if you're not happy with taking those profits and running, a lot of times what happens is these stocks will go down. And before you know it, you'll be in a red situation. And I do not like it when I'm in the red. In fact, one of the things I want to talk about is placing orders so you don't actually even have to be there, okay? So when I do trades, I like to buy the stock at my price. So let's talk about BITCF, a stock that I brought to everybody in our community first. And BITCF went from around 4 cents, went all the way to 30 cents. A lot of different people made money on it. A lot of people were happy. A lot of good things happened to BITCF. Then it came back down. And I think it finished off the week at around 20 cents. The way I would trade BITCF is looking at the way it trades, you could see the floor is around 16 cents. So I would literally just put a limit order for 30 days at 16 cents. And I'd say, okay, I want to buy X amount of shares at 16 cents. I will let it just sit there. I would put a limit order at 16 cents because that's the bottom for me. If I get it at that price, I get it at that price. If I don't get it at that price, I really don't care. Because I want to be a sniper. And if I don't get it at my price, I really don't care. I'm not going to chase the stock. I want to get the stock at my price. So I bid for it. It's called bidding for it. It's like being at an auction. Everybody has their price. What is your price? When I'm buying stock or I'm buying real estate, I always want to buy low, sell high. I always want to buy low, sell high. I want to buy at a good price. So why am I going to buy at everybody else's price when I want to buy at my price? My price is 16 cents for BITCF. Okay? BITCF is the price that I want. 16 cents is the price that I want to pay for BITCF. I'm not going to pay 20. So I'm going to sit there and bid for it. If my bid gets hit, I automatically turn around and put it on the offer. I automatically sell it immediately at, let's say, 25 cents. I just put it up there. And then I forget about it. That's how I trade. I don't trade like a crackhead. I don't stare at the screen all day waiting for it to hit my price. I just put it at my price. Now, let's just say it goes up to 23. I might lower my price. But I want to just leave it there. So if it goes up first thing in the morning and I'm sleeping and I wake up like 1 minute late, boom, I still sell my stock. I don't have to be watching it. That's the thing a lot of people don't understand. They think that they have to be a slave to their shares that they're buying and selling. I'm not a slave to my shares that I buy and sell. I've learned my system, the rich system, which is buy low, sell high, and bid for it at a low price and sell it at a higher price. And you can leave your offer there. You can leave it for 30 days. So you don't actually have to be sitting there watching your stock. You can immediately buy your stock at $2 and say, I want to sell it for $3 and just put it up for $3 and let it sit there for a month. If it hits there tomorrow or the same day, great. If it takes a month, great. If it takes a year, great. Like, that's kind of the way I trade. But that's the way I like to teach people to trade because that way they can still work and trade. People are like, oh, but I want to sell it. I'm like, so put it up. Oh, you could do that? I'm like, of course you can. You could put your trade up so you don't even have to be there watching it. And as soon as it hits your price, boom, you get executed. And I love
Let
that.
me ask you something. How long that's been in place where you can set orders where you don't have to watch it like a madman? Has that always been in place like that?
Always. Yeah, so I always put limit order. So I like buy BITCF at 16, sell it at 25. MJNA. I say MJNA, you buy it between 8 to 10 cents, you sell it between, 15 to 20. MCOA, you buy it between 3 to 4 cents, you sell it between 7 to 8. Like if you watch these stocks, you start seeing these trends. You start seeing these patterns in their history of their trading, and they bounce between these prices. And you just got to learn how to buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. Don't get caught buying high and selling low. That's just insane. And a lot of people, they say, oh, I took $1,000 loss. I took a $1,500. I do not like to take a loss. I will not take a loss. I will not do it. I don't like it. So people say, that's not the way to trade. But that I trust in my research. I'm not going to buy a stock if they're not making money. That's the first thing. And if they're making money, then I believe that if I'm buying them, especially in the penny stock range, that they're undervalued, usually. And DYA is a company that I've been watching because I knew they had huge potential and I knew they could explode. So I was waiting, and I saw it go up to my price. Multiple times it went to $1 and came back down. This was the third time it went to $1, and this time I sold it. And then they dropped the news the next day. So it's just like, you just don't know, right? As a trader, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But the thing I like about this situation is I won. And, the stock's going to come out at a crazy price Monday. It might come out at $2. Who knows? And I might look back and say, wow, I lost thousands of dollars. I could have stayed. But at the end of the day, I want to be able to create a pattern and a trading pattern for myself where I take the emotion out of it. Who cares if it goes up or who cares if it goes down, as long as I'm winning? That's really what I want to do. The rich system is about winning. Buying low, selling high, and winning. Winning all the time. And getting in and getting out. Being a ninja, being a sniper, getting in and getting out. And sticking and moving. I know you guys always like to joke about Floyd Mayweather and how he's going to destroy Conor and how he's going to stick and move. But that's kind of the way I like to trade, is buy low, sell high. Buy on rumors and sell on news. That's kind of philosophy 101 for Wall Street and Bay Street, is buy on rumors, sell on news. And that's what everybody does. And if you do that and you follow the successful people that are out there, you too can be a success. Anybody can be a success at trading. I believe trading is very easy. I believe it's easier than ever before. I believe it can be fun. And I think it's something that anybody can do. And if you do it with other people that know what they're doing and know what to look for, and you have a community like what we have where we can engage in good conversations about why you like a stock or why I like a stock and what you think is a good price and what I think is a good price, I think it just gives us more opinions, which gives us the ability to look at stocks more intrinsically, more in detail, so that it gives us, I think, an advantage and an ability to make better decisions, which hopefully will give us the ability to make more money, and which ultimately will create more freedom for all of us, which is what everybody's looking for. Because really, what do we do all of this for anyways? Why do we work so hard for money that is printed, right?
For the freedom, you're right. You're right about that, man. So, hey, let me throw this at you real quick. Since you brought it up, I wasn't going to even bring up Mayweather and I wasn't going to even bring up Mayweather and Conor, but remember we was talking about that before. And well, hold on, let me have you check on one more real quick before we jump off subject. Look up THLD.
THLD. Okay, let me
I didn't even look at this.
Minimize this. That's actually one of Sherry's picks. It's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that. THLD.
Let's see if a good entry point. A good entry point on there.
Threshold Pharmaceuticals. So just looking at the 5-day chart, I mean, just look at the 5-day chart. I think a good entry point is probably like around like 50 cents. Obviously, the highest it's been in the last 5 days is 62 cents. So between 50 cents to 62. I mean, that's kind of what I see in the 5-day chart. Looking at the 3-month chart, I mean, we've been as low as 40 cents, 44 cents. Been as high as 71, almost 72. Been as low recently as 54. And just been as high as 56 here. So, yeah, you know, it looks like definitely like around 50. Just looking at this chart, it looks like 54 is definitely around the bottom right now. So it's definitely around its bottom. That's for sure, based on what I see here from the chart. Why do you like this stock? Because this is one that Sherry bought, and I asked her why she liked it, and she told me that they had, you know, cool technology. Is there something specific you like about this company, or is it just the chart that you're looking at?
I was just reading the chart. I haven't really read any news on them. I just thought the chart was pretty interesting, and it had an opportunity to.
I mean, it's a NASDAQ stock and it's at 56 cents. So whenever I see a NASDAQ stock at 56 cents, like right away, I like those stocks because I like NASDAQ stocks. NASDAQ stocks have to be trading at around $3 to $5. If they do not trade at $3 to $5, they will be delisted. So these companies have a lot of pressure to get their price up. So I always like these stocks because they're always going to do something to try to get back to that $3 to $5 mark. So I always think they're going to put something up their sleeves and do something crazy or something big to try to make a big move. THLD might be one. Another one that I really like that I brought to your guys' attention multiple times, and it exploded on Friday. I don't know if you've been watching this one, Staff. Have you seen this one?
I have not.
Staff. I really like this company. It's a staffing company, obviously for jobs, and a placement agency company, and they were up 46% on Friday. A company
they had a real good after hours on Thursday, huh?
That's correct. And they're a company that I featured before all of this movement, before they've ever even traded this much. I talked about this stock.
Look at that.
And I said that this is a company I really like. This is a company I think has huge potential, and this is a company I think could explode. And it's exactly what happened. And this is what I'm saying with these NASDAQ stocks. These guys can't stay at 50 cents. They can't. So they have a lot of pressure to spend money to do investor relations, which is called IR, and public relations, which is called PR. They do investor relations and public relations and have to spend millions to get their stock back to $3 to $5 so that they don't get delisted and lose the privileges of being on the NASDAQ, which is something that is very expensive, time-consuming, and they work very hard to get.
I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
How much time does a company have from the time it drops below the required price in order to still stay on that market?
You know, that's a great question. I don't have the exact answer, so I wouldn't want to answer you exactly, but I can get you the exact answer because I know I've read it, and I don't want to misquote it.
Because when that pressure,
but I know I've read.
To me, would calculate into, like you just said, they spent a lot of time trying to get there. if they only got, let's just say, 6 months to a year, and if they're very close to that, I know then it's a good time to, because they're trying to, like you said, hurry up and get back to that point. Well, if they got, 7 weeks left to get there, may not make it, but
Yeah,
if you got faith in them,
I believe it's probably somewhere within a quarter.
okay.
I would assume it would be within 90 days.
I'm
I
gonna look it
mean,
up as
it might
well.
be longer. Like they
Okay.
might get a warning. So I don't know exactly the answer to that, and I don't want to say I do, but I know I was reading it, and I thought that was extremely newsworthy. That especially for a trader to know that these companies have a mandate that they need to be trading at a specific level. They have to have a certain value. They have to have a certain net shareholder value. They have to have a market cap. I believe it's a minimum of 25 million and typically a share price of $3 to $5. And they need to be quoted at those prices for a certain period of time. Or they get on like this delisted watch where they're like literally on life support,
Mm.
and companies don't want to stay there. So you'll see companies like Staff put out big news, and that's why I like to follow them. But I don't like to buy a stock when it's going down. I like to watch it and watch it hit the bottom. Like I want to buy it in the red, but I want to hit it when it hits its bottom. Like for example, you see a stock's going down every day, 5 days in a row. When is the bottom? What's the bottom, Tony? What's the answer to that?
Um,
It's gone down 5 days in a row. What's the bottom?
there is no bottom to me unless it.
Exactly. It hasn't hit the bottom yet, so you're guessing. I don't like that. Take the guessing out of it. Wait. Just wait. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? It goes up? Okay, so what? It's better that than you buy it and it keeps going down. That's a sinking ship. You don't want that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So when you're buying stocks, you got to make sure that when it hits the bottom, it's the bottom. Like you got to make sure. Like you see it hitting, going down, going down, going down, and then it's like, oh, and it starts to spike up, and now okay, that was the bottom. But if it's just going down, 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 what is the bottom? You don't know what's the bottom. You're guessing. If you buy right there, you're guessing it's going to go lower, and you're going to get screwed. Happens all the time. People are guessing, oh, this is the bottom. Well, you don't know what the bottom is. Nobody does. Only the market makers determine the prices of the stocks. It's the market makers that determine the price. It's not a promoter. It's not me. It's not you. It's not Warren Buffett. It's not one person with a huge amount of money. It's the market makers, the people that make these markets that determine where these markets are going to go. And us little guys, we just go along for the ride. But if we can determine which ones are moving at the right time, like the HTGMs last week, I want to make sure when they're going up 700% like that one did, we're all over it. Like I want to make sure we are all over it, man. And I'm happy that you were, my friend, which shows me that you're watching and you're paying attention. And when DYA has a huge news where the stock is halted, trust me when I tell you I'm all over it, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to talk about it consistently, and I want to keep talking about it because if that stock goes up to $2, guess what, guys? Once again, you heard it here first. So it's just that's what I want to do is I want to be the bearer of the news, and I want to be able to do it first with the help of you, the people, because this channel, without people like you, Tony, and you at home, the people that are watching, people that are subscribing, the people that are commenting, the people that are a part of it in one capacity or another, this channel is about you. It's about the people. It's about the average people creating an above average life. It's about the average people having freedom. It's about average people creating a job for themselves. And not everybody has that opportunity in this world. And I'm really blessed and I'm really happy that I was able to find the stock market where I could create financial freedom for myself and freedom to do things that I always dreamed of doing. And I think it's important for other people to learn that they can do it too. And it's not scary. And it's not like the big bad wolf. And it's not like something you have to be afraid of. It's not something that you should, be scared of trying. It's actually something that you should be scared not. I would be more scared not to try. It would be a shame if you were like a natural at trading and you never found out because you never did it. Like, what do you think? Is it hard, really? Now that you're starting to learn to take the emotion out of it and you're learning how to buy low, sell high, is it honestly hard?
No, man, I have to find myself pulling back a little bit because I, I'm so excited to try to teach somebody that don't know. You know, it's like, okay, I gotta ease this on to whomever a little bit because I can find myself like, talking about it too much. So um, I'm just a little upset that I found out a little later that I didn't find out a little earlier in life how simple it could be. Um, I would say the first week of learning the things I needed to know in order for me to jump in with 2 feet, it was a lot of learning. But I took that upon myself because I wanted to be at a certain point at a certain time. So I took all that knowledge and all that and crunched it all. Now I can do it all at a slower pace because I've learned so much within a couple weeks. Now I just learn a little bit every day, and you know, it's fun. It's fun to me because I do research and dig anyway. And I'm just glad I can apply it to something that's useful versus just having all that knowledge up here and not doing anything with it. So
I think that, trading is one of those things where it's such a rush. Like, I'm looking forward already to 6 a.m. I'm looking at DYFSF. I'm going to be looking at HTGM. I'm going to be looking at a lot of different stocks, and I got my mind on like all these picks. I'm looking at BITCF. What other stocks am I really like? I'm looking at Snap, SNAP. So there's so many stocks that I'm really excited about for tomorrow. I'm looking at MYDX. So I really have like a watch list that I'm watching and I'm really curious about. And there's some stocks that have been really moving. MYDX has been moving very aggressively. I'm going to be looking at USRM. I really like USRM. I think USRM is a monster. Has to be on full alert for everybody. It has huge potential. So stocks like
man, look at that. I'm pulling
USRM.
them up as you I'm
Yeah,
pulling
like
them up as
these are
you're
all the
telling me.
stocks
Look,
that I'm really like honestly I'm really zoning in on. And I want you guys to start really zoning in on. BITCF, DYFSF, PULM, BIOC, ETRM, MYDX. These are all stocks that I honestly, I really want us to zero in on. HTGM. All the stocks that are moving, all the stocks that have momentum, and the stocks that are getting close to that 52-week low, or stocks that are getting low in their pattern. They're doing their pattern, and you can get them low at the right place at the right time and position yourself. These are the ones that I'm watching right now, and I'm watching this week. And I really believe we have an opportunity this week to have a huge week if we watch the right stocks and we really focus on those stocks and we focus on what is a good price to buy low and sell high on each and every one of these stocks. Because to be honest with you, there's 10,000 stocks out there and we could talk about all 10,000 of them. I don't want to talk about 10,000. I'm going to write them all in here into our chat room here. URSM BITCF DYFSF. That's Dinosaur DYA in Canada. BITCF users HTGM. What else? MYDX. These are all stocks that I'm really personally looking ETRM very, very closely myself this week. All of these stocks. PULM. BIOC. I love all of these stocks. These are all stocks that are on my radar. These are all stocks that I like. And these are all stocks that I think have huge potential that I've been watching very carefully. And they're getting close to a bottom. Okay. BIOC, I love it around $2. PULM, I love it at around 250 to 270. ETRM, I love it around even these levels. Anything in the $5 range. MYDX has been on fire. HTGM has been on fire. I have to watch them. DYFSF has a huge news out that could be world changing. $180 million in revenue. BITCF is one of the hottest stocks that we've been watching. That's up over 20,000%. That's right. 20,000% right now, from 001 all the way to 20 cents. USRM is a stem cell company that I think has huge potential, has been on fire, and I think it's at around 8 cents right now, and we've been talking about it since it was like around 2 cents. So these are all stocks that I'm watching, and I'm watching them very, very carefully. Wow. So it's just, like, that's what I really want to do right now, guys, is I want to use this platform to really identify the winners, identify the stocks that we can all make money on, and just really zero in on those ones and really get to know their news, get to know what's going on with them, get to know their patterns, get to know their tendencies, get to know them inside and out. So that way we don't have to really focus on 100 stocks or 1,000 stocks or 10,000 stocks. We can really get to know like 10 stocks or 5 stocks or 1 or 2 stocks. And if we start doing it that way and we start really getting good and making money with those few stocks, we will all be winning. We'll be all winning. And it won't be how much are we winning. It won't be if we're winning, it'll be how much we're winning. It's going to be just like breathing because we're riding the momentum. It's all momentum. And we're finding the momentum because we're good enough to do the research to identify the momentum. The key is how do you take advantage of the momentum? Okay? And the way you take advantage of the momentum is to make sure you have trading accounts in all the places that accept those types of stocks. Like if it's a penny stock, get an account at Alpine Securities. If it's over a penny, get an account at Wilson & Davis. Get an account at Scottrade. Get an account at Scottsdale Capital. Get an account at E-Trade. TD Ameritrade. These are all different places you can set up an account to make sure that you're ready. So when you've got your prey just looking nice and fat for you and you're ready to just unload all your bullets, you're ready to make a sniper move and get in, and as soon as you need to make your move to get out, you make your move, you get out and you take your money and you run. And that philosophy works. It works every single time. And yes, sometimes the stocks are going to go up. But you know what? It's better that they go up than if they go down. Because if they go up, you can always buy them again. If they go down, your money is stuck. And if your money is stuck, you can't buy anything. And that's the worst thing that could possibly happen. Because either your money is stuck and you have to wait for it to come back up, which sucks. And it's happened to me many times and I do not like it. I'm sure it's happened to you. It's happened to anybody that's ever traded before. It's the worst thing ever. Yeah. Right? It sucks. And then the only other alternative is to buy more shares, which is a better solution, I think, than selling for a loss. I don't like to sell for a loss.
And I didn't even understand that solution when I first got in the game. I caught myself trying to get a 1 home run stock, and it dropped in half on me. And that took half my money. But then at the same time, it was things about the game I didn't understand that I could do, like what you just mentioned, buy into it a little bit, buy into it more, and average down? Is the correct terminology?
That is correct.
I didn't have that mentality before. So,
well, I mean, I get that strategy from Warren Buffett because Warren Buffett says if you like the company, then if the price goes down, then you're just buying it at a discount. That's why you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You don't throw all your money into one stock. I like to buy a little bit at a time Because every time I've tried to put all my eggs in one basket, it's never really worked for me. But if you buy a little bit at a time and then the stock goes down, you just buy more. You just pick up more. And if you believe in your research and you believe in your ability to find winners, then eventually the stock will do well if you're able to do your research and identify winners properly. Usually you will be able to find stocks that will turn around and will do well. That's why I like to find mid-cap, small-cap companies that are undervalued, underappreciated, and underexposed because they have the ability to skyrocket. DYA has the ability to skyrocket and be a huge winner. I absolutely love it. And I feel stupid that I sold it. But you know what? I have to believe in the fact that I won and feel happy about the fact that I did really well and I won. And that helps me and enhances my life. So, yeah, it's gone up, and I could have made more if I didn't sell a day before. But you know what? I can always buy it again tomorrow. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
Yeah,
Don't
there's
chase
always a
stocks.
tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't need to chase stocks. Like, there's no need to chase stocks. They don't just do one-day moves. Stocks don't just do one-day moves. If the stock's going to go up, it's going to go up. If DYFSF is going to be worth $180 million. Well, Snapchat right now made $404 million last year. So if Snapchat made $404 million last year and they're trading at $25 or $22, then what's DYFSF worth if it makes $180 million and it's currently trading at $1? It's trading less than that in America. It's at 69 cents. What's it worth? You know, based on those metrics, it should be worth at least $10.
I see Angel like PULM.
I like PULM too. I don't know if I like it at this price. I know that they're raising money at $350 and they're raising money at $250. So every time they get under $350, I think that they're going to do something material. They're going to put some news out. They're going to do something to try to make the stock run. Because their funders, they need that stock to run so they can make money. You know?
Well, folks, it's time
So,
to get old school.
I don't know. You know, like I like PULM, but I like it at a lower price. I don't need to chase it. It's going to go to 270, 250 to 270. I don't think there's any reason to chase it. Why chase it?
I think it's very beneficial how you explained how you set your markers that when to buy and when to sell.
Always
and you
find your
let it
price.
work for itself.
Everybody knows their own price. That's why I say I can't tell what you guys. I can't tell you when to buy and sell because everybody has their own price. You know, I sold DYA at 97. That was my price, and then the next day it went up to 120. So it's like, I don't got all the answers. All I know is I like to win, and sometimes even when you win, you can always win more. And it's like sometimes, you just got to be happy with winning, man. You know what I mean? I had a great week last week.
CHIT already?
Pardon me?
Did you speak on CHIT already?
I did not.
Now correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we have the CEO on the show?
We did. Yes, we did. We did.
Okay, continue.
So, CHIT, if you guys want to put it on your radar, I believe they have some big news that they've put out or they're about to put out. So it might be newsworthy. You might want to be watching it tomorrow. CHIT, put it on your radar, put it on your watch list. Patrick Johnson, a Super Bowl champion and a friend of the show with Rich TV Live, a big fan of the show. And he's been on our show before. And he told me he's got some big news coming. So definitely put CHIT on your radar. Put it on full alert. He's a guy that I believe has a company that has huge potential. It's very undervalued, very underappreciated, very underexposed. And that's what we like to look for here are those undervalued and underidentified, underexposed opportunities that are just like, like diamonds in the rough, like finding diamonds underneath rocks. Like we're digging underneath rocks to find those diamonds. That's what I want to do here is I want to identify those and then find those nice little shiny pearls and then bring them to the community so that we can identify them and we can create exposure for them and we can position ourselves in them so that when they move and they explode, we can all profit and we can create freedom. And that's what it's all about. It's not just about making money. It's about the freedom. And it's the money that creates the freedom. You know, a lot of people say, you know, Richard, all you care about is money. All you talk about is money. But, you know, Rich is my name, man. Like, you know, it's like, I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like, it's,
I like it.
you know,
I like it.
it is who I am, man. And I don't want to open, you know, like, I'm not interested in the money. I'm interested in what the money does for us. And I think that's because money is just paper, guys. Don't we all realize okay, let's just talk about this, okay? Real talk. Let's talk about real talk. Because now I'm going to get into some real shit, okay? Let's get into real shit, okay? Forget all the stocks. We work for paper. This paper that we work for is printed. It is printed by the elite. And what happened in Europe, and the reason why Europe has suffered, and I'm Portuguese, so I know my family in Portugal is suffering, okay? In Portugal, in Spain, in Italy, in Greece, in so many European countries, what happened, and the reason why the European Union is struggling so badly, and the euro is struggling so mightily, and why all these countries are starving now, and why Greece needed a bailout, is instead of all of these countries controlling their own printing press, they decided to have Germany control the printing press. So now Germany, does this sound like history? What happened in World War I? Is it not happening again? Germany decided they wanted to control the currency because America was becoming too powerful, because the American currency is the strongest, most circulated currency in the world. So since the American currency is the strongest, most circulated currency in the world, and when I say strongest, I mean most circulated. Everybody takes the American dollar everywhere in the world. Everybody takes the American.
Yep.
Everywhere.
Yep.
Because of that, Germany doesn't like that. So what do? They create the euro. So what does the euro do? It gives all the power to Germany again, which sounds familiar. And now Germany is running Europe again, financially. And what they're doing is they're starving everybody, financially. Because what they do is they say, you know what, Greece, you're allowed to have this much money. And Portugal, you're allowed to have this much money. And Spain, you're allowed to have this much money. And Italy, you're allowed to have this much money. And everybody's allowed to have a certain amount of money. And then that's it, you're cut off. What do you mean you need me to print more money? What do you mean you need me to print you more money? We've already given you enough money. You can't have any more money. There's only so many trees. What do you mean you want me to print you more money? Do you understand what is going on here? Because of this new European Union, they've destroyed Europe. Portugal, there's no jobs. All my family has to go all over Portugal scattering looking for jobs. Same thing in Spain. Same thing in Italy. Same thing in Greece. It's like 40-50% unemployment. It's ridiculous. So nobody wants to talk about it, but this is the real problem. And then what happens is because there's no jobs, people have no money. Because they have no money, they can't pay any taxes. Because they can't pay any taxes, the government has no money. Because now they're not getting any money printed for them. And The people aren't giving them any money because the people aren't making any money. So everybody's getting squeezed at the neck. So do you see what's happening here? So the real world war, it's a war on currency. That's really what's going on. Because all the elite want a one world government. They want a one world currency. So there's this real war on currency. That's why you see Bitcoin. It's another war on currency. It's a currency war, guys. So you see Bitcoin, you see gold, you see silver, you see the dollar, you see all these different currencies. It's just printed. So all of the smart people decided a long time ago, all the rich families decided a long time ago, called the Federal Reserve Bank, they all decided, hey, why don't we just print it and we'll just charge all the countries to buy our paper.
That's why they killed Gaddafi. Oh, excuse me.
So it's like countries are printing paper and we kill ourselves. We walk around with our Rolexes and our cars and our houses and we all try to measure ourselves up with everybody else over paper that is printed by the elite that we can't take it with us when we die. But we fight so hard for it. There's people that work their whole lives for this paper, have millions and sometimes billions and sometimes trillions of dollars of it, and then they die and they never spent any of it. So what the hell's the use in the first place? It's like, what is the use of, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, it's like going to play Monopoly, collecting all the money, and never buying any properties. Just being like, no, I want to have all the money. I don't want any properties, but I want to have all the money. It doesn't make any sense. The game is to get the properties, right? Well, in this game, what is the game? Is it to get the money? Or is it what the money does? Like, I don't know, what's your end game? Is it just a pile of money that you could just, like, you see what rich people do with money? They don't even have anywhere to put it. They end up burning it. I'm just saying, that's the way it goes down. So, like, why do we fight so hard for this? Why is everybody flexing on their Instagram with their Rolex and their car? Why is everybody so materialistic? That's the world that we live in. It's a materialistic world. Who made it this way? Why is Kim Kardashian so famous? What is she famous for? A sex tape? And this is the world that we live in. This is what people want to see. They want to see people that are famous for a sex tape. Not even a good sex tape. Like, that's what she's famous for. Like, Paris Hilton's sex tape, it's like a joke. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, who the hell wants to watch that? Like, it's just like, some of these things that make these people famous, what are they famous for? Like, really? What are they famous for? Like, what's Kim famous for? What is her family famous for? Now her dad's famous for what? He won the award for being Miss, like, what did he win? What award? He won an award for being Miss America or something? Like, how do you give him that award?
Woman of the Year.
Woman of the Year?
He won it over, like, he got that.
Like, I don't know if.
After, that, like, 6 months of the sex change, and he won it over Serena Williams, who won, like, all 4 titles, 4
like,
slam
how
titles.
How do you, like, if you're Serena Williams, how do you even take that seriously?
Yeah, that was.
And I'm not here to disrespect anybody. This is not about disrespecting people. It's just about, we live in such a crazy world that's driven by fake news and media. So it's just like, they feed you with all this They feed you with all this crazy stuff, right? And we're all fighting for what? What is it we're really fighting for? And in the end, you can't take it with you.
For another hour.
Yeah, well, in the end, Tony, what are we gonna do, brother? Where are we gonna? You can't take it with us. So what are we fighting for, bro? Like, when I hear people telling me, oh, I got millions in the bank and I'm really stressed, and they're like in their 50s or 60s, and I'm just like,
Somebody said, "Cash me outside." How about that?
but it's just like, why aren't you just chilling?
Kenny Michael, that's pretty funny, man.
Why aren't you just chilling? Why aren't you just chilling?
Block, Sherry. Sorry, man.
You know what I
I
mean?
really look at the chat. I just pulled it up for the first time. I never really looked at the chat till now.
Well, you know what? Luckily, we have a zero tolerance in our chat, so if people have time to troll and come onto chats and then go into chats and spend their Sunday going into chats and like trolling channels.
Oh, 96 serendipity. You gotta go.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
When you are lost, not me. Get him, Sherry. You can't be talking like that.
Yeah, when you wanna troll channels, then you know you got no life. Sorry, man. You know you got no life. If you want to come and troll us live on Rich TV Live, you know you got no life. Yo, there's Sherry. Hold on. Sherry.
Hi.
We are live, Sherry. What is up? What is going on?
Hey, I'm protecting my boy Tony, man.
Hey,
What's up with that?
you know what? If you need
How you doing, Sherry?
if you need to protect Tony, then I'll tell you this right now.
Protecting him.
Anybody that needs to protect Tony, I'll tell you guys right now, we have a zero tolerance on Rich TV Live. We got no time for haters and no time for trolls. If you want to keep coming back onto our channel and you want to continue to waste your time and our time with trolling, I'm telling you right now, you should really just focus on other channels. Go to other channels. You're welcome to go to their channels as much as you like. You're welcome to troll with them. But on this platform of really intelligent people that want to share information in real time and want to help each other succeed, we're not interested in wasting our time or yours with trolling. We'd rather spend time focused on winning. What do you guys think?
That's right.
He must have said something. I see Angel Dan getting at him too. I don't even know what he said, but that's all good.
It's okay. No. We kicked his ass big time.
Winners win and trolls
You know
troll.
what, Rich?
Sayonara, troll.
Hey, Rich, maybe they lost their way. Were they going somewhere else? Maybe they can go back to
I think I got a baby crying somewhere I could find. You know what I mean? If there's a baby somewhere I can find, I can maybe get the baby crying.
You got the sound effect?
Oh yeah, of course. We got all the sound effects. But you know what? I don't want to get into that. I don't want to waste my time.
No,
But
exactly.
Sherry, I want to talk about so I want you to talk about how you were afraid of trading and how you overcame that fear and how now you said and you've shared with the entire group and our community how your account has now doubled. So can you talk about that?
Nice.
Can you talk about that evolution for myself and Tony?
Of course, absolutely.
Thank
I
you.
would love to. So I have been in stocks for a very long time and have had a stockbroker. And for some reason, I was giving him all the picks, calling him up, telling him what to pick, because I did not trust myself and I was afraid of stocks, right? Because that is a scary word, stocks. So I love it. I'm excited by it, but it's like now I got the freedom. I opened my E-Trade account, which was the first thing, which was like, wow, that blew me away. I was like, I wasn't scared. I was like, okay, I'm ready. But it was because I realized, and I was listening to you, that anyone can do it. There's no reason you have to go through a third party.
That's
To
right.
be able to control your own stocks in your picks. And it's amazing. I just started, so I'm going slow. I'm not hurried. I'm waiting. I'm looking for the bottoms whenever they hit. We all know that there's going to be a bottom somewhere. We don't know where it is, but you get used to it. But there's a lot of stocks. A lot. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Okay. There's a lot of stocks. I'm getting upset as I'm not looking. There's a lot of stocks, and I think you're right about focusing on a few of them because then we can actually all focus on the same. I've checked out a few other stocks for you, but we'll talk about that another time. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me the courage to go on and do research. And now I have to buy like 3 computers, man. I don't know what to do. I can't get everything. Oh my God. I've gone from my Apple phone to my Droid to my computer to my pad to my phone to my that. Woo! I was like that one. So I am really excited about tomorrow morning. I'm getting ready, and you know what, Tony? And most people, yes, you can put in what you want to pay for that stock, and when it hits, it'll open it up for you, like BITCF, because it's up now. Rich, do you know what it's at? Is it at 20?
I believe it was at 20 cents last time I looked.
Yeah.
BITCF?
Yeah.
Man.
That was at 33 cents.
16.
No, I think it was at. It went back down. I think it's at around 20 right now.
Yeah, that's. But it was at 16, right?
Well, it's been bouncing between 16 and 30, around 16 and 28.
Oh.
That's why I say that I think 16 is a good buy price. I've seen it hit 16 a few times. I wouldn't want to buy it any higher than that. I'd really want to try to buy it as low as humanly possible because I've seen it hit that price a few times. And the best way to do it without sitting there watching it all day is just put a bid for it.
Right.
Just bid for it at 16 cents and let it just sit there.
20.
Yeah, 19 to 20. So I think it could hit as low as 16. And the way I like to trade is I like to sit on the bid and just soak it in at my price and be patient and just sit there and hopefully it'll go there sometime throughout the day because these stocks are going to go up and down. They're going to be very volatile. And I just want to get in as low as humanly possible. And if I get in at 16, I can immediately turn around at 20 and make a 20% return.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And guys, I'll take a 10%, 20%, 30% return. I'm very happy with that all day long.
I like that wave going, whoop, whoop. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
DYA, is that the, wait, what's your stock that you bought, that you sold? Was it DYA?
Yeah, DYFSF in America, DYA in Canada, Dynacert.
Okay. Let me ask you something. I was thinking, well, if they halted and your money was still in there, I see that wave going on. Don't distract me because I'm looking at you at my phone because my computer keeps freezing. Would they hold your money if they halted? If you didn't take it out?
Well, no, the halt is not a bad halt. The halt is a good halt. It's halted because they had such a big news. They want to give people a chance to be able to buy the stock. But they halted it all day, so I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, I honestly wish I had all the answers. I don't know why they halted the stock. It's a little bit weird. I mean, it went from 94 cents to $1.23, finished off at $1.20, and it was halted. So I honestly don't know. I've seen this before, and typically a halt has not been a good thing for a stock. I've seen stocks explode after halts, and I've seen stocks go down after halts. If you remember TWMJF, which is Canopy Growth Corp, WEED in Canada, they had a halt. They went all the way to $17, got halted, and then the stock immediately went down shortly thereafter. So
I feel that's what would happen. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of like the way I don't know. I've always loved the stock market, so it's kind of like I've kind of felt it. But I feel like that you did the right thing by selling because I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Well, of course, I did the right thing by selling because I didn't know about the news. The news came out the day after I sold it. If I knew about that news, I wouldn't have sold it. I wouldn't have sold it if I knew they were going to make $180 million. That's the news I've been waiting for. And it was supposed to happen in March, and I waited to the end of March, and here it came at the end of March, and I was like, oh my goodness. So trust me when I tell you, as much as I'm happy that I
Is
got
that
out.
Alex Jones?
Pardon me?
Is that Alex Jones right there?
Yeah, is that
What?
Alex Jones?
Oh,
Yes,
oh,
it
oh,
is. Let me pop it off.
Did you get the answer? Did you get the Kobe answer yet? I put it up for you, man.
The Kobe answer?
Yeah.
Which Kobe
Who
answer?
traded?
Which
Kobe,
one?
You guys said. Who traded? Who did they trade for Kobe? Giving up Kobe, right?
Yeah.
Was it Curry? Is Dale Curry?
No.
Who was it?
No. Eldon Campbell.
No.
Huh. Okay, I lost.
Who was it?
Oh. Last name is. You know what? I forgot. Let me look. Divac.
Oh,
Divac?
it's got to be Eldon Campbell.
No. I'm telling you. Wait. Let me see. I gotta go look in the chat room.
Who did Kobe Bryant get traded for from the Charlotte Hornets
Hornet.
to the Los Angeles Lakers? One of the worst trades in NBA history.
Exactly. But
To
it was Divac.
lose
I'm gonna look
a
it up.
5-time NBA champion, a incredible top 10 of all-time player for who? Which bum was he traded for? Not to say anybody's a bum.
I'm telling you,
but-
man.
What's
I'm
that?
telling you. Let
What-
me go. It's Divac is the last name. I'm going in to see who it is. I looked it up already.
What'd she say?
Vlade Divac. Vlade Divac?
Yep, that's it.
Vlade!
26 years old he was then. And they traded him for that mug? Oh, God. That's it.
That was a bad trade, Charlotte. And you see what happened to the franchise. That's when the franchise went all downhill after that. That was a huge mistake. Oh my
God,
goodness.
I'm so sorry that I changed the subject, but I had to.
Did you know
I had to.
Vlade Divac is the one who traded DeMarcus Cousins?
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, but I mean, DeMarcus Cousins is just like a walking like time bomb. That guy is so much talent, but so much trouble. It's just like, is it even worth it? Like, this guy is gonna like go after his own coach. He's gonna turn on his own players.
God.
Like, he's got all kinds of problems. That guy.
Hey Sherry, now Vlade Divac is like the general manager of the Sacramento Kings. So he walks around in a suit and tie nowadays. He's an old man. Think he got like all white hair now? Think Vlade had all white hair.
Hello, Sherry. We're losing you.
Why are you losing me?
We were losing you. I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Don't lose me. God. Hey, did you hear what I said, though?
You were cutting in and out.
Hello?
You were cutting out a little bit there.
Okay. How about now?
That's much better.
It's like we're doing a commercial. How about now? Can you hear me now?
So, okay, Sherry, what picks do you have on your radar for next week? I got EMMD from Tony. What picks are you liking for next week?
I heard I called out your THLDR already.
Wait, let me see.
Yes, Tony actually brought THLD to the attention. I know that's one of your picks.
Yeah, that is. It is SFOR. See, my computer keeps going off and on. See if SFOR shows up. Did you pick that? Was that one of your picks?
SFOR. It's one of the stocks I have talked about in the past. Let me just try to pull it up here.
Okay, love. I'm sorry, I'm working on my...
SFOR.
baby.
SFOR.
Is that the one I'm looking at? Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at.
It's time to kick it over.
Strike Force Technologies.
I heard something like that.
It's at 1.5 cents,
That's
up 9%, 13 million shares traded. Looks interesting.
Is that too low?
No, I mean, it's never too low. I mean,
That's a 100% buy on bar chart, top 1%.
wow, good job, Tony. You're quick on it, man. Tony's saying it's 100% buy. There you go, SFOR,
I
guys.
said that. Tony, don't talk when I talk too. I said it too.
Good job there, Sherry. Well, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
it was your picture.
All
We know that.
recognition go to you. I'm not trying to take it. I was just on it as soon as you said it, so I could add it to my radar.
That's right.
Can't really
That's
see
right.
it here, guys. Can't really see it.
I'm working with the crummy things here going on. Okay, and then there's another one I like, especially the name. It's a B as in boy, I, E as in Edward, L as in Larry.
B-I-E-L. B-I-E-L.
God, this technology line.
BIEL, 9% up on Friday. 0012 up 48% buy on bar chart with a strengthening short-term outlook. Okay, so just looking at this chart, you've seen it's been in the triple zeros in the underworld, which is very dangerous. It's bounced up to 003, and it's come back down now to 001. It's a very dangerous stock. I would be careful with this one. I believe it's a medical marijuana stock. Okay, it's up 500%. It's come from 0002 since February 2nd, but that's a little bit scary at these prices. So, I mean, I would look at it, put it on your watch list, put it on your radar, but I would be very careful with this stock personally. I think it could be very dangerous, and it's not my favorite stock, BIEL. I know the company. I've talked to the CEO.
Okay, let me redeem myself then.
And it's not that it's a bad stock. Guys, I get very scared when I see stocks in the under a penny. So you guys have to really blow me away with a stock under a penny, because I do not like stocks under a penny. They scare me. They're sketchy. They're dangerous. Most of them don't make money, and most of them raise money by selling stock. So I don't like the fact that I know that they raise money by selling stock. So I'm not a big fan of stocks that are in the 000 range. It's just not my cup of tea. Those are the companies I'd rather get them on the show and work with them and get shares that way, as opposed to buying their stocks, because I just think that they're under a penny for a reason. And it's not that there's some that don't do well and don't come up. It's just they're extremely risky, and I don't want people coming onto Rich TV Live and losing their money on these types of stocks. I think we'd be better served spending money on companies that are making money, have revenue on their balance sheet, good management, good products, because a lot of the companies that are under a penny, they're not even real companies. They have no real businesses. They have no real businesses. They have no revenue, and they literally are selling stock to raise capital, and that's their business. And that is something that scares me, and it's one of the reasons why I stay away from a lot of those companies, and why you're not going to see me feature too many companies in the 000. Now, there are some exceptions of that. There are some that I believe are real companies that are at those levels that can make it out of the underworld, but I'm not going to be featuring too many stocks in the underworld on the show, just because I believe they're ultra risky, and I don't want people losing all of their money. And when you're investing in stocks in the 000, you are taking a risk where you could potentially lose all of your money. You're better served in investing in stocks that are at least over a penny. And then when you get into the stocks that are in like 10-cent range and more, as they get higher, they're better companies. Usually. Typically. So as they get higher, they're better companies. And that's why I said, let's look for NASDAQ stocks like Staff. You know, companies like that, like the one that you guys brought today that we were just talking about, which is THLD.
And
which
the good
is
thing about
a NASDAQ stock.
The good thing about the NASDAQ facts is you can buy them on, you can buy it on Robinhood.
Yeah, and that's
you don't have to pay for the trade.
That's the thing. That's the other thing about the trading of the NASDAQ stocks is they're on every platform because they're NASDAQ stocks. So I really want to start getting good at identifying small NASDAQ stocks, Amex stocks, New York Stock Exchange stocks that are under $3 to $5, that have really been down, that, you know, are good companies, that have good revenue, good management, good products, but maybe they're just beaten up a little bit, and we identify those. Right. Undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed, hits all the check marks. Check mark, check mark, check mark, hits all the boxes, and then we buy low and we sell high. We position ourselves, and we really identify those picks every day and get really good at finding them and uncovering those diamonds in the rough, like I talked about earlier with Tony, where we're like flipping up rocks and looking for those diamonds in the rough. And that's really what I want to be able to do. And it's not that I won't buy a 000 stock, but I understand when I'm buying that stock that I could lose all my money. Because the reality is 3 zeros and a 1 is the bottom of the market. So when you're trading at that level, you're trading at the bottom. So you got to be prepared to know that that stock could go through a reverse split. And if it goes through a reverse split, you could potentially lose all of your money. So it's ultra risky.
How do you know that it's on the NASDAQ?
It'll say it's on the NASDAQ. When you pull the company up, it'll say it's on the NASDAQ. Like whatever you're using, if you're using, let's say, Google Finance, it'll say right beside you pull up the stock, it'll say OTC Markets or it'll say NASDAQ when you pull up the symbol.
Oh, okay. I see that now.
Yeah.
Or like New York Stock Exchange or AMX.
Yeah, so the 3 exchanges that are the large exchanges are the Amex, AMEX, the NASDAQ, NASDAQ is the NASDAQ, and then the New York Stock Exchange, NYSE. Those are the 3 major exchanges in America. The 3 major exchanges in Canada are the TSX, which is the largest exchange, and then there's the TSX Venture, and then there's the Canadian National Exchange. So those are the 3 exchanges in Canada. Yeah, go ahead. I like to trade in all of the exchanges because I believe all the exchanges are important, and I believe there's opportunities in all of the exchanges. And obviously, I've been really focused on medical marijuana stocks, and I've been really focused on pharmaceutical stocks, and I like virtual reality companies. I like Bitcoin companies. So I'm trying to focus on industries that are really hot right now, that are happening in real time, that are trending, that are moving, that stocks are moving in those markets, because those are the ones that are going to allow us to make money. Because it doesn't matter what was moving last month. The market doesn't care about what happened last month. The market is always changing every day. So unless you're willing to change with the market and adapt with the market, you won't really have a successful trading pattern. You won't have a successful trading experience. The only way you're going to be successful trading is if you have a plan. And you have to have a strategy to be able to identify you have to be able to identify, okay, right now medical marijuana stocks are cold. Maybe now I'm going to move into Bitcoin. Or Bitcoin's cold, I'll move into virtual reality. Or virtual reality's cold, maybe now I'm going to move into silver. So you always got to have a strategy of moving into stocks that are hot, in industries that are hot, in real time. Because that's what we're looking for is movement. Because if the stocks are not moving, then we can't make any money. And if you really want to make money trading, you got to be able to identify the stocks that are moving. I think that's a really big part of what our community is doing, is we're identifying the stocks that are moving in real time and talking about it. And even in advance of the market opening in a few hours now, we're talking about it.
Wow, that's right. That's right. But you're right. When one sector is down, the other sectors are up. So that's a great thing right there. You know, one sector is down, the others are up. And you just obviously. So, but they're all going to go up and down like that. But I do really, really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Made me feel confident to do this, especially as a woman. You know, sometimes you feel a little nervous about it. Look, I mean, I don't know how many people do it. Not a lot of people do it. I don't know, but you explain it, and that's the perfect thing that and in a simple way that all people can understand it, and then you can think about it, and now you don't have to pull the trigger so quick, you know?
Yeah, there's no rush. Relax. I mean, like, honestly, just relax, be relaxed, don't rush it. Every time I've ever traded and I've rushed into a trade, it's never worked for me. I don't like rushing into trades. I like to feel good about my price that I buy it. I like to feel good about the price that I sell it. And I like to be conditioned to winning. Someone in the room wanted to know about PPHM. Okay, well, PPHM is a NASDAQ stock at 71 cents. I really like this stock right now. It's an 80% buy on bar chart. The chart is phenomenal. It has moved up from... Wow. It's moved up from about 31 cents all the way to 71 cents. So I think it's a really good one. I really like it, guys. Put put PPHM on your radar, guys. It has a lot of momentum. Take a look at PPHM. Take a look at PPHM. It looks like it could have some serious momentum. It's up 153% since January 30th. It's absolutely on fire. PPHM.
Hey, shout out to Dope Boy Designs for that pick.
Hey, shout out. You heard it. You heard it from Tony himself, guys. Shout out for you guys for popping out the picks. And that's what we want, guys. We want to get your picks. We want to know what you guys think we're missing. What are we not seeing? This is exactly what I'm talking about, guys. PPHM. It's at 71 cents. It's got an incredible chart, up 153%,
Yep.
up 36% in the last month, up 153% in the last 2 months. These are the moves that I'm talking about. A NASDAQ stock, guys, that's at 71 cents. Let's identify all of these stocks. Any stock that's under $5, that's underappreciated, underexposed, undervalued, that's on the NASDAQ, that's on the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange.
Angel's right.
You know what?
We want to be able to identify them, And if they're under, and if they're not in the New York Stock Exchange, and they're not on the NASDAQ, and they're not on the Amex, but they're on the OTC markets or the pink sheets, and they're on the QB, let's identify them. Let's see them first. Let's talk about them first. Let's analyze them first. Let's debate about it. I want to know why you want to buy it or why you don't want to buy it or what price you want to buy it at, what price you want to sell it at. So we can really kind of share our ideas. And I think that's how we get great at trading.
Yeah.
I think you got to give them an air horn for
I wanted
that.
to see the high, the 52-week high, and the 52-week low. Is what I'm looking
That's
at.
a nice pick.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Looking for stocks at 52-week lows and just looking to position yourself in companies at the right time. All right, I'm going to hit the air horn here because I know you guys need recognition. We haven't heard it yet.
Oh, forgot about that air horn. How's your finger?
Oh, it's healing. It's healing.
Oh, you got another one?
Let's see, 72. So the 52-week high was 77.
So it's around a 52-week high, so be careful, guys. There might be a floor that's being created here around 70.
The low was 66.
Yeah, I think there's a floor around, it kind of looks like it's being created around 65, 66.
Yeah.
You could see a floor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to pick it up any higher than that. You definitely want to be careful with these stocks that have moved dramatically. You got to be careful. You got to really know what you're doing, and you got to make sure that you're buying on news, something as some type of catalyst that's been driving this stock. Now, as you can see, that there has been some news just as recently as Thursday.
Yeah.
So
3 days
on
ago.
Thursday, March 23rd, one of their wholly owned subsidiaries announced that the company is being named as a recipient of the 2017 Contract Manufacturing Organization CMO Leadership Award. So, it's a leadership award. I don't know. I don't think that that's huge news, personally. So, I think I'd be I'd like to wait to see something bigger. But I think that this is decent news. It's good news. You can see the stock is moving, but I'd like to see something bigger than this. An acquisition, something with some big money, something with some big revenue. That's the type of news that I really like that, gets me excited about stocks.
Yeah.
News like this, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what I think when I read this news. As soon as I read this news, do you know what I think? You want to know my honest opinion?
Yeah, of course.
Fluff.
The PPMN one?
Yeah.
PPHM, excuse me?
Yeah, to me, this news is just fluff.
Oh, it's no big deal.
No, what I mean by fluff is they're just putting it out to try to get the stock to trade. But there really is nothing material happening within this company. This news has nothing material happening with the company. There's nothing that's changing the company financially. It's not enhancing the balance sheet. This is just oh, the company won an award. Like, yeah, it's fluff. It's like it's those newses they use to try to get the stock to move, to be quite frank. And this is just from experience being in the industry that I know that's exactly what this is. And I wouldn't buy a stock based on this news. It's not good enough for me
Yeah.
to be interested in buying the stock, if you understand what I'm saying. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. You guys read the news yourself and tell me anything else. As a guy that's done press releases with companies before and knows exactly how press releases are created and how they structure them and why they do them, this to me looks like fluff.
Yeah. I like to look at the 52-week high and the low, and that's kind of I've always done that. So it looks like it's, you know, and yeah, I don't see that it's room right now.
Sorry, Sherry,
Right now.
you're cutting out. You're cutting in and out when you're speaking
I
there.
can't. How about now?
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, I won't move. Most of the time I like to look at the high and the low to see if there's room for movement. And right now it's at a high point, so there's no room. It's at its like height. So that's why I'm saying you would want to wait until it goes down, if it goes down. So, like you said, there's fluff right now, so they're just filling space because they want the stock to move. Correct?
That's correct. So that's the thing. Like these companies, you buy on rumors and you sell on news. Everybody knows that. That's what everybody does on Wall Street and everybody does on Bay Street. You buy on rumors, sell on news. Buy on rumors, sell on news. Buy on rumors, sell on news. This is what people do. So we got to do the same. So when we're talking about all these stocks, these are how rumors get created. People like us talking about the stocks, giving our opinion, looking at from outsiders' point of view, looking from outside the box. That's how rumors get created. We had one of our subscribers, Attila, speak to the CEO of SPRWF in America, Supreme Pharmaceuticals, one of the largest medical marijuana companies in Canada. He got a chance to watch the show. He's now looking at whether or not he wants to come on the show. The beautiful thing is we are now getting to a point where these CEOs that we've been talking about are actually watching our show. So it's pretty incredible the evolution of our channel and of our show here on YouTube, live and free every single day, and how our channel has been able to grow exponentially, and how CEOs of very large companies that are turning massive multi-million-dollar revenues are now watching our channel. To me, that is incredible, and it just goes and speaks to the power of the community and what's happening and what we're creating here, which I believe is creating the strongest, fastest growing, intelligent community of traders on the planet. That's the goal, is to develop a community of winners, people that are winning and winning all the time and happy with winning. And unhappy with getting out too soon is better than losing.
Exactly. Better now.
I'd rather get out too soon than get out too late. And that's the attitude I want to have. And that's the attitude that I think is going to help us win.
Yes.
All right, guys. We've been going for about 2 hours, so I think that's enough. We got enough. You guys have anything else?
Over 2 hours.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Hey, send a shout out to Cal Patterson, man.
Kyle, you are a scholar, my friend. Sherry,
Yeah, man.
What's up?
Sherry, thank you for calling. Thank you for chiming in once again. I'm super happy that you've been able to double your account. I'm super proud of you. I'm glad that you got over the fear of trading on your own.
Yeah.
I'm also glad that you got over the fear of coming on the show. When we started talking, Sherry didn't even want to come on the show, guys. And now she's very comfortable coming on the show, giving her opinion, giving us picks. So I feel honored that you're able to be a part of it and watch the channel grow. And I know that Sherry's doing a lot to spread the word and let the average person know that, hey, you know what? You should watch this show because it can help you. And I know it's helped her already. So I'm really happy to be part of that evolution.
Thank you so much. All right, I'll be waking up to you in the morning, obviously.
Get ready for those full alerts. Get ready. Get your popcorn ready,
That's my
people.
alarm.
Alerts.
All right, guys. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go back to the rest of your weekend, whatever's left. Some of you guys are on the East Coast. It's already Monday almost. So, thank you, Tony, man. Thank you, Sherry, for bringing me into your home again, everybody. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Without you, none of this is possible. Who exactly is watching? Tony? What the heck's going on over there? You see somebody? Do you see somebody watching? What the heck is going on over there? Are they watching our picks? HTGM,
They are.
DYFSF, MYDX. Would you be watching those picks? ETRM. Are those winners? All right, my friend. You have yourself a great weekend. This is Real Talk. Rich, Tony, Sherry, signing off. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Good night. See you next week.
And remember, all I do is bring you. What do I bring you, Tony?
Winners.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Peace.
Peace out, brother.